1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
The Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true.
One of resistance.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Rebellion.
Rebellion is built on hope.
And redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a long overdue episode of Star Wars Reactions. We have missed you. We hope you've missed us, but we're back, and we're looking forward to having just a nice, fun chat tonight. I am Aaron Harris, one half of your hosting team, and joining me is the R2 to my 3PO, the David Motters. David, buddy, how's it going?
I am doing good, my friend. As always, you know that I'm ready to react. And just like you said, I've missed touching base with you and talking Star Wars. And so hopefully they've missed us. And we'll just have a fun, like you said, little chat and keep it nice and light and fun.
Exactly. And it will be fun, I hope, and I'm sure it will be. As you've noticed, probably we have not put out an episode in, probably close to, has it been a month now? Yeah, it's been about a month since we put out an episode. And that's falls solely on me. And I'm sorry, guys. It's just been a long few weeks for me. Everything is, the world is a crazy place right now, and it's finally starting to catch up with me. So I've been not in the frame of mind to sit down and get analytical and have fun discussing and reviewing things. So my fault. That's why we've been a little quiet on social media and a little quiet with the shows. So my fault, but we're back, and we're just gonna shoot the breeze tonight. We're not gonna break anything down analytically. We're not gonna. I know we said we were gonna do the reviews of Disney Gallery, the Mandalorian series that was out. We're kind of going to push that back, put that on hold a little bit, because tonight we're just going to geek about Star Wars, pure and simple. It has been it's just long overdue, in my opinion. So
True, buddy.
So, it has been. I mean, one thing I know I'm actually looking forward to right now is, I'm trying to finish up Shadowfall. And David and I, we were talking about this before we started recording, but I'm trying to finish it up quickly, because in just 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, we're getting the first of the Thrawn books.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up, man. Yeah, it's obviously I'm going to get it. You and I've been talking on previous episodes about, how are we consuming our books, and I'm definitely going to get that trilogy, the Thrawn trilogy, on Audible. I think I've really been enjoying that transition over. And I finished Anthony Daniels' book, I Am C-3PO, the Inside Story. That was excellent.
He narrated that, didn't he?
Well, yeah, and that's
okay.
why, if it wasn't him, I probably wouldn't have done it. But to hear him do it, it was so good, That's why I kind of want to go back and do the Ahsoka book with Ashley narrating it. But that with him, that's why I'm also very tempted to do the Princess Diaries on Audible. I do have the paperback of it, but I believe, brother, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that Carrie Fisher and her daughter both narrate that. She finished it and did it prior to her death in 2016. So hearing it in their voices, to hear Carrie Fisher again would be nice. Like I said, I really enjoyed hearing Anthony Daniels do his versus someone else. Shadowfall. Like did you get Shadowfall on digital? Or, I mean, on Audible or physical?
No, I got the physical copy.
Yeah, me too. And I kind of want to finish that off. Well, you posted on our website the latest announcement for the third book, and so I want to get that one as well. Was it Victory's Price?
Victory Price. Yeah, Victory's Price. Yeah, it's coming out March 2nd of next year.
Yeah.
The third and final copy or issue of the Alphabet Squadron trilogy. That's going to be fun too. So,
and so we were, like you said, just talking about reading Shadowfall. I'm just past the, he's got 2 parts in this one, and yes, on Saturday I passed that point, and I'm trying to get through it as well. I'm enjoying it and having fun with it. Like I told you, I'm getting the characters, where it is on the timeline, and I'm really curious what happens with Eric and Kairos, Will Lark and Nath and all those guys. I've been talking about fun, like you said, just keeping this lighthearted and fun. I was going to ask you, I guess I didn't even know we were going to, what do you think about ITO, that interrogation droid that's like that just cracks me up, man.
I love the use of that droid as the counselor. That was to me, it was probably one of the most ingenious parts of the book, because all I can see is I can picture that droid in my head, and it doesn't fit the profile, and I love it, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Well, when he introduced that in the first book, Alphabet Squadron, I was reading that, and I just said that is a brilliant idea by Alexander Freed, and I've enjoyed the continuation in this book. And I got to a part. I mean, we're 2 months out. I'm probably most of our Star Wars brothers and sisters have finished Shadowfall, but the part it doesn't give anything away. But Nath, I'm at a point where Nath was talking to ITO and says, "Hey, remember the first time you met me? You stuck me in the neck with that needle or whatever." It's hilarious, but just to hear ITO interact with Yurka Quell, or how do you say the New Republic intelligence officer? It's Cairn Adan, Caern. I don't know. I haven't listened to the audiobook to hear how they pronounce that name, but he's the one who really kind of is the owner, the supervisor of ITO. But to see those two interact as well has been interesting. But that I thought was brilliant. And again, me being a counselor, a therapist, a psychologist, for him to do that was just, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, I figured that character would be right up your alley. It was probably one of the best things they could have done, because it was just such a unique spin, and I love it. It reminds me a lot of looking at other droids that were repurposed for things that that is not what they were created for, like in Freemakers Roger, the battle droid, or of course in the Aftermath trilogy. Oh man, I just blanked on his name. Mr. Bones. Yes, another battle droid repurpose. I mean, just it's nice seeing them translate these droids and show that this is what they're designed for, but they're being used for other things. Another prominent one that pops into my mind is 000, the protocol droid from Dr. Aphra.
Yeah,
that's you think of protocol droid, you think 3PO. You don't think a murderous assassin droid.
I love
that loves to kill and torture.
He talks so just like C-3PO, I'm sure, but I've started that audiobook, and kind of going back. It's shorter. It's shorter than, well, Shadowfall takes longer to read and stuff, but yeah, to hear the actress who they have doing her voice, I think it's just a perfect fit. I'm like, yes, that's what she sounds like. Versus that difference, you know. Did you get it? Did you get the Afro one?
I did, and I finished it, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Sarah Kuhn did a great job, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, it's kind of, and I didn't realize it beforehand, but it kind of merged a bunch of stories from the comics into and made the book and the audiobook, and it was really well done, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. The voice acting in that audio drama was phenomenal, as you would expect for a Star Wars audio drama. I mean, get the best voice actors they can out there. I'm trying to remember the name of the girl who did Afra.
I can see. Well, I actually watched off of StarWars.com. They had a link to the San Diego Comic-Con panel that she's on. They had her. Well, they had Sarah Kuhn, the author. They had Mark Thompson, who's done a ton of Star Wars, but he does Vader in this, and it sounds really good. And did they have? Well, they had, and then two of the producers. Trying to remember her name. I can see her face right now.
Emily Wu Zeller.
Yeah,
did Dr. Afra.
So good. You know when you hear an audible or an audio book, if the voices are really off of what you thought, it doesn't. It's like, oh, it's kind of jarring. But to hear her voice as Afra, I'm like, yeah, that's versus saying no, that's not what I visualized or kind of heard Afra sounding like. That's really, I don't know. I just think they got the perfect voice. That's me. That's my.
No, they did. And one thing I didn't realize when I listened to it, and I didn't realize it till just now when I looked at the credit list, Leia Organa was voiced by Kat Tabor.
Oh, that's right.
I did not realize that. So Kat Tabor from the Clone Wars, who voiced Padme, voiced her daughter Leia in this audio drama, which was pretty stinking awesome. So
I'm at a point where I followed where they started. It was in the Vader comic, not the one that Soul did, and not the third volume that's come out now, but in 2015. And going through Vader, and I see where they introduce Afra, and I followed along, and it's and they I'm at a point where I would have to get Vader number 2 to follow along, but I do have the Afra trade paperbacks 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4, 5, 6, 7, but I don't know if the audio drama goes into her own trade paperback or just while she's with Vader. So I don't know. It's I've been contemplating. I want to maybe get those next 2 trade paperbacks of the original Vader run and following it through there. But I mean, or I thought, well, let me just listen to it. I've got about 3 hours left. Just enjoy it. Go back if I want to and follow along in the comic. But either way, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and it wasn't a long audio drama either. It was only about 5.5 hours compared to some of the other books that are 7 and 14 hours. And this one was, to me felt fairly short compared to some of the others I've listened to. Now I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go from there. After I want to finish Shadowfall, but then I'm debating right now, even though I know I'm getting a hard copy of Chaos Rising, whether or not to still do the audiobook version of that or not. I'm torn. So I got the credits to do it with Audible. I got the credits. It's just a matter of, do I want to or not? Well,
I think, like I told you, and we've said it on previous episodes, I'm at critical mass here as I look at all these things. Like I said, I'm going to get the third Alphabet Squadron book next March, Victory's Price. So finish that in hardcover. but I'm gonna definitely do the Song trilogy in Audible. And sure, it'll probably be Mark Thompson doing it. He does a really good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it that way and just kind of save me some space. I think I'm gonna do the same thing with the High Republic stuff when it comes out too. In January is listen via Audible versus collecting all that stuff because it's like I said, I've hit critical mass here. So
Very
so
cool.
try to do that. And plus I've noticed too, it's definitely saving my eyes.
Yeah, that's why I think that's why it's taken me so long to finish Shadow Falls, because I've been with work and everything. I'm looking at numbers and looking at a screen all day, and going through paperwork, and just my eyes are constantly working to the point when I'm off work and I could read. I'm just like, I really just don't want to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I've felt more of a pull. I'm like, well, Shadowfall, I'm really liking the character and the plot, this middle act. But then I'm like, well, but I have Afro on Audible. I can just close my eyes because my eyes are tired from the day,
Mm-hmm.
and so I do. I feel that pull. You know, I like a podcast called Star Wars Beyond the Films, and it's been hosted for a long time by Mark Hurleman, who's out in Portland, Oregon, and Nathan P. Butler in Atlanta, Georgia. Nathan just wrapped up his run on the show, and they've got a new guy on, and he's actually a paleontologist. It's Dr. Jim, gosh, I'm blocking on his last name, but they said a new doctor's in. Move over, Dr. Afro, a new doctor's in. And so he was talking about the view, and you and I have talked about that book a little bit that came out when you and I were at Celebration 2017 in Orlando. You know, the 40th anniversary. Of course, you and I have talked a bit about the next this December, which is From a Certain Point of View, The Empire Strikes Back. Well, I don't know, this co-host with Mark Hurleman nailed it perfectly. He said that he used the Audible a credit to do From a Certain Point of View for that original one, because he said there's some stories that are just outstanding, and I can think of some of those. And he says some that are just god awful, and I think of a couple of those that I've read. So it really helped him to get through it, and I do want to get through it before that next one comes out. So I think that might be my next one. Like you were talking, maybe, or forgive me. No, my next Audible will be Chaos Rising, and then that one. Just to get me through it. You know what I'm saying, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Very cool. I know it's helped me get through. I know I was never able to finish Aftermath, but I did finish it with my first Audible credit. So I still got the other two to go to as well. So I'm wanting to work those in. But there's just so many good books coming out, though. Just gotta work it in where I can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I've shift gears a little bit. One thing I've been kind of revisiting the last 24 or 48 hours, something like that, actually has been Star Wars Resistance.
Oh, nice.
A gentleman on Facebook just kind of started out the blue a group and invited me in, where it's strictly a group where all he's talking about is Resistance. I guess he's just now watching it for the first time and is loving it, which is, what did we say when we reviewed the show on Resistance Reactions? Once people got to see it, they would love it, and that seems to be the case in this situation. And so I've been kind of in that, and it has been pretty fun. Just kind of remembering some of the good episodes from Resistance, and just having a walk down memory lane there.
Yeah. Well, I was looking back. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's under my copy of Shadowfall. Is a huge notebook that I have of all the notes from every episode of Resistance. And like I would always do notes that way. And of course do my creature corner and you and I really I've said it before, it wasn't easy for you and I to get through the whole 2 seasons. And I remember at a certain point in season 2 there, you and I were talking, going, oh my gosh, somebody throw us a bone here. Give us a good episode. And it was so great because right after that, they threw some good episodes and finished the season 2 really strong. And I enjoyed covering it then with you. And I'm proud of the effort we put into that. And I do think looking at it, I know you and I were on Wookiee Reactions. No, forgive me. They called it Wookiee Reactions. We were on Wookiee Radio.
Yeah, the episode was Wookiee Reactions.
I love that they called it Wookiee Reactions. And I know when we were on there, I was talking about how difficult it was in the effort, but I look at it now and you and I did several things to, I think, make it applicable and perhaps enjoyable for people to listen to. One is, and you mentioned this on Wookiee Radio, is you said, hey, David and I, we're looking for not just the kids stuff, but for some adult themes. And gosh, you and I talked about it. We covered genocide after the Children of Tehar episode. We covered the issue of Asperger's, or high functioning autism with Niku. And, I felt like we did a really good job there. And looking back on it, I'm like, you know what? You said it too, buddy, on Wookiee Radio. You said, this is for kids. It was marketed for them and in that 5 to 12 range. And, you know what? Your kids can watch it, and you're not going to be worried about bad language, gore. The characters are fun. I've just thought back just now in my mind's eye to Flix and Orca and BB-8 and and just seeing Kaz do his thing. And of course that brings up smiles thinking about Kaz and Christopher Sean, right? And how great he's been on Twitter and stuff like that. So I'm glad you brought that up. There's and just the beautiful eye-popping colors and animation too.
Exactly, and who can forget O.P. Pitt?
He's our man. He's our
O.P. Pitt, man. I love that dude. I mean, I tell you, I'd watch every episode, and as soon as he walked on the screen, it didn't matter how good the episode was or if it was a bad episode. When he walked through the screen, whether it was just about, you couldn't help but crack a grin.
Oh no, and now it's like, I thought about you and Rogue One when Chopper makes that really quick appearance, and how excited you were, and I was excited for you. But I think about O.P. Pitt making an aside. They're going to put him in something. Knowing Dave Filoni, they'll. I'm telling you, even live action O.P. Pitt, we could. See, you said this. We were just going to talk about fun stuff. I got this big smile on my face. He was a mascot. He was our unofficial mascot of that podcast.
He was. O.P. Pitt was. Oh man, my favorite O.P. Pitt scene. I got to tell you, it was when he was arguing with those stormtroopers when they tried to take his buffer.
Gosh. Everyone was so mad at those stormtroopers.
Oh my gosh, that was you talk about somebody who just lost it. I mean, and of course he comes up to what, their waist,
right? Exactly.
And he's just trying to haul off. Remember when he slammed one of them with the buffer?
Yes, he got his revenge. At least on one of them.
That got us going with the hashtag justice for O.P. Pitt.
Exactly.
Hashtag going on Facebook then, or Twitter. That was, good times, man. Good times.
And and you have the poster, right, from the that panel at last year's celebration, right?
The season 2 poster that got released. I was able to snag one off of eBay.
Yeah.
Did I got one for you? Did I not give you yours yet?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, I got one here for you next time I see you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So, because I made sure I got it. Because it's a two-sided, the season 2 poster on one side and an OP Pit poster on the other.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I got 3. One, so I have one for each side.
Yes.
And then one for you. So.
Well, and for a while, when they announced that, at the panel, then they had it on StarWars.com. I took a screenshot of each side, and I think for a while I had each side as, on my Twitter. You can have a small little picture, and then you got that banner across the top, and so I've had both sides of that poster. I think especially when we were covering Resistance Reaction. Or covering Resistance on Resistance Reaction. So I love that poster and how they put it together. You and I were pretty geeked at that when they announced it. So that was cool that you got those. And,
oh yeah, I was stoked when I got those. Those are it. I tell you what, they did some beautiful posters for that show. Even the season 1 poster was great, but the season 2 was just gorgeous. With the darker colors, you feel the darkness that's coming in, because season 1 ended with the events of The Force Awakens, the destruction of the New Republic, of the Hosnian system, and the Resistance on the run. It really was a dark time at the end of season 1, and they held no punches. I mean, their poster was proof of that, and they came right in to season 2 with that dark still rising per se.
You know who I just thought of, and I thought it'd be fun to just boom, is Jace Rucklin. Boom.
Ooh, Jace Rucklin.
Remember that guy?
Oh yes.
Oh my.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jace Rucklin, voiced by Frodo Baggins himself. Oh gosh, what is his name in real life?
I know, it's Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, that's it. I kept wanting to say Isaac, and I knew that wasn't right.
Well, I think Jason Isaac did the Inquisitor. Right?
He was the Inquisitor, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
yes.
no, I just really like Elijah Wood, but he really did a great job of making me not like Jace Rucklin. Yeah, you made me think about that with Tam.
Mm-hmm.
Really hoping that she would, have a change of heart. But yeah, no, that's cool that you were on that. I didn't know that. I was thinking about. I'm trying to remember if you and I talked about the Emmy nominations for a Mandalorian, but maybe we did.
No, we haven't. Actually, those came out after our last show.
Because the other one that really we're very positive, upbeat episode tonight, that put a big smile on my face, Aaron, was the nomination for Resistance. That Emmy nomination. And when is it? Is the live show September? Is that right?
I don't know when that show is.
Because I'm telling you, buddy, if Resistance wins that for Best Children's Program or whatever, I can't remember the category, I am going to be blasting that all over Twitter, because you and I, we covered that show, and for it to get even for it to be nominated, I just really felt a sense of, I don't know, maybe like pride, in terms of, I don't know who else covered that episode by episode like us. I don't know. As I look around at various podcasts, I don't, like other ones might have mentioned it a little bit in their normal show, but you and I actually did the whole show.
Yeah. Yeah. It is September 20th is when the Emmys are.
So there we go. That's what, fingers crossed. I just, for the whole crew, I mean, Myrna Velasco, Christopher Sean, Bobby Moynihan, who is it? Lawrence, Steve Lawrence? Who is it? Does Yeager?
It's Lawrence Scott Lawrence.
Scott Lawrence, thank you, brother. And so all those voice actors on that show, I just really like them. And oh gosh, because I know Bobby Moynihan does Orca, but Flicks is it Jim? Oh gosh, I'm blocking on his name. Those two just played off each other great.
I keep wanting to say Jim Cummings, and I know that's not right.
Right, I know, yeah, but Jim Cummings. But they do so good, and I love Bobby Moynihan, and part of why I'm saying this is because you and I did not blow up their Twitter feeds, but I tell you, each time I put something out there, Myrna Velasco responded, Christopher Sean responded, Bobby Moynihan did a few times to stuff I put out. So Justin Ridge, he did to that. And I just thought that was really neat that those.
It was Jim Rush.
Jim Rush, there he is. Yeah,
Jim Rush.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
I do have a confession.
Uh-oh.
So in this time off this break that we took, where I've been just kind of dealing with how I've been trying to find stuff to occupy my time and this and that. And if you've been following me on Twitter, you've seen me post pictures of collections of trading cards that I've been getting a hold of, and just kind of been getting interested in that again, in card trading. And I did something. I may or may not have gone on eBay and went through and got the Star Wars Masterworks cards, the autograph cards for Team Fireball.
Are you serious?
Yep. They're all coming in the next week and a half. They should be arriving. So, yep. Tamra card, autographed by Susie McGrath, Tora Doza, Myrna Velasco, Niku, Josh Brenner, Christopher Sean as Kaz, and Scott Lawrence as Jarrett Yeager.
So, is it come as a pack?
No, they were people had gotten them and were just selling them individually. So, I had a Visa gift card from the holidays, so I'm like, you know what? Those are going to come my way.
Love it, man. That's cool.
So I'll post pictures of those when they come in. But yeah, I couldn't pass them up. They weren't bad. I think the most expensive one was Niku's, and it was $12.
Oh, Josh Brenner, yeah.
Yeah, but the other they're nothing special, just their regular trading cards, the autograph cards that Topps released. So I got those coming, and like I said, I just had something. That's what I've been trying to occupy my time with. This card is something fun, because nothing that normally would occupy my time lately has really been entertaining, to say the least. Going and watching my shows that I like to watch, they're not entertaining me. I can't. I'm having a hard time focusing on reading because of working and everything. I'm home, working from home. I love being home, don't get me wrong, but I'm working from home, so I'm here literally more than I've ever been in my life. So I'm trying to find something new, and thanks to a group of Star Wars fans and card collectors on Twitter, and that got me going back into the Card Trader app on that Topps has, the Star Wars Card Trader. I got back into that for a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I miss having the physical cards. It's one thing, you get some beautiful artwork through the digital trader, but there's something to be said about having the physical card. I think that's why Kindle never really took off for me. It's something about having the book in your hand. I think this is the same way for me. Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of cards, and not just Star Wars too. I've gotten some Star Trek, some SeaQuest, some hockey cards, and just kind of expanding out, and it's gonna be fun. I got some box sets here that I'll be opening and going through and seeing what's in there, and we'll see what happens, see what I get. But I think it's just something different and new that I needed to do. So like right now I'm holding a set that I got off of what was that app? It wasn't eBay. It was another shopping app, Mercari. I got a entire set of Star Wars Evolution cards. It's a 100-card set, and basically it's going through the evolution of characters. Like the first 3 cards, actually 4 cards, 5 cards, excuse me. Wow, I'm really off on this. How many cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, first 6, 7, 8. First 9 cards is the evolution of Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader. Just showing different clips and pictures of them from the movies. Then, and it's just not movies. It's Clone Wars too. I got the next 3 cards is the evolution of Ahsoka Tano. So pretty cool, I think.
That is, man. You know, I saw some of your posts on that, and I think, what is it, Greg at the Rebel Base Card?
Yep.
Greg and yep. Mr. Draft Pawn, that Twitter handle, those guys are real cool. And so I've been, seeing those and cracking up when you say I may or may not have a problem.
Yeah.
And then the responses by the Rebel Base Card and Mr. Draft Pawn, they're like, no problem here, like putting a meme of Solo. All's fine here, just, a little, chemical reactor problem, whatever. No, how are you? No
all's
problem.
fine here. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it's been like, and those guys have been great, and I love that those. It's just a good group of fans that they got going on there, and they really got me back into the cards. So, and probably what I'll do is, since some of these Star Wars cards are so cool, I may just start throwing some up on our Instagram.
Oh,
so and sharing some that way.
Yeah.
And there's some Star Wars cards up there, and share them out, see what goes on.
Yeah.
So you could enjoy the cards with me.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love it. I really collected them back when the original Star Wars Empire and Return of the Jedi came out. I had made an effort as a kid, and it was hard to do it, but I got to look back at it. But I think I have every card of the blue. That was the first series. I'm trying to think if red was next, yellow, green, and orange. And, I got to look back through it. I think there was only one card in that very first series I was having such a hard time finding. I bought so many packs as a kid, had so many pieces of gum, so many stickers and stuff like that. But eventually got it from a friend of mine. He had it. And I gave him like a whole deck of Star Wars cards for that one. Because, I was like, I just got to complete it. And he was cool about it. But I was looking at those the other day. But I just haven't collected any of the new cards. You know what I really talk about fun again. Last January and this January, 19 and 20, you and I went to Central Florida Comic Con, and the cards that I collected there were all of the
501st.
Yeah, and I always try to, you and I always take pictures there with as many of the cosplayers as possible. I love getting the cards. I've got them here at the house, and I've got a deck that I've gotten not only from both of those Comic Cons with you, but when I've gone to Star Wars Celebration, I've tried to get them and it's kind of fun to look at them, and some are so well done. So I've kind of got a pretty sizable stack of those, and so those are pretty cool too. But I haven't. I remember a while ago. I remember back in the day when that Topps Card Trader app, and I remember you were doing it, and I just never, just again took time and kids and job, like you said, never got into it. But when I saw you starting to post with actual physical copies and box sets, I was like, whoa. Ooh, that's cool. And then when you showed a few pictures like of stuff, not just Star Wars, like you said, Sequest, and it seemed like there was a couple of Star Wars boxes, or Star Trek, forgive me. And I was like, holy crow, man, there's a lot more physical out there than I thought, because I thought everything was kind of going digital,
Well, yeah, they really are. A lot of things are going digital. And a lot of those boxes I posted are like old ones, like the two box. I got two sitting right here under my desk right now. They're both Star Trek, not Star Wars, but one of these is let's see, this is from like the 25th anniversary of Star Trek, so that was 1991, and this one here is 92. So, I mean, they're old. And to find some and to find sealed boxes that have not been opened, which these two I mentioned are, you would think they would be more expensive, but they weren't. I got those. I got really good deals on those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun to kind of crack into those and just see what's there. And I got to get a little more organized before I start doing that, because once they're open, I got to have somewhere to put them, and I got to secure the storage devices, the storage pages, before I can start cracking stuff open and going through them and seeing what all's there. So
that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see all that, man. Yeah.
So, all right. So real quick, we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more Star Wars. Welcome back, everybody. Aaron and David here. We are still just shooting the breeze about Star Wars and our love of everything there. It's I tell you, there's been a lot going on, and sometimes you just need to sit back and just shoot the breeze, not have an in-depth discussion, not have an analytical discussion. You just got to sit back and just shoot the breeze about whatever pretty much crosses your mind when it comes to entertainment and Star Wars, and that's just what we're doing in this episode.
Yeah, I'm glad that you suggested it, buddy, because, we've done stuff where we've done book reviews. The month of May was incredibly busy. It was fun to do that one, do the Rise of Skywalker novelization with Randy Theriot. And so that was a lot of fun. At the same time, it's a lot of preparation that, you and I do to do those versus just trying to, just wing it, and stuff like that. But tonight it's just been real fun to just kind of just see where the wind blows us, and it's been fun talking about books and different novels and then Resistance, and then around to the cards, and you and I both have a long history of those, so it's just been fun. It's been fun to do it.
Yeah, I mean this is probably the first really unscripted discussion. Normally we have notes to go by, or we need to hit this, and this, and it's a free discussion based on the notes. But this, we have no notes. We're just literally throwing stuff against a wall and seeing and going with it. So it's fun. It's fun. Mandalorian, man. we're 2 months. We're less than two. Mandalorian's supposed to come out. Season 2 comes out in October. We're in the middle of August. We could potentially be a month and a half, 2 months away from season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh. I mean, something that helps people is clearly having something to look forward to. And I can definitely tell, when you have your, what's the word on the street, have your ear to the ground, and definitely, people are really looking forward to season 2 and what unfolds there. And so, I really enjoy that. You and I have prepped up, and we are ready to do that. The Mandalorian, Disney. What is it called? The Disney. Gosh, I'm just totally this late at night. My brain.
The Disney Gallery.
The Disney Gallery, the Mandalorian. We've prepped for that. We're going to break it into 4 and 4 because there's 8 episodes, and again, we're ready to rock on that. But what I like is that, we'll do those, and it'll lead real nicely into season 2. Now, you and I didn't cover each episode of The Mandalorian last fall because we were still with the Coffee with Kenobi Network. We were, covering Resistance and had to, do that and get that finished up. So it'll be nice to talk about these episodes. It'll be interesting, buddy, if they're going to do another 8. Do they do 10? Do they do less and make them longer? Mm-hmm. And it'll be interesting to see, who shows up and what Mando does in his what I guess what do they call it? What did the armorer call them? They're a tribe of 2 or kinship of 2.
Yeah. Mine just went blank.
Me too. I know. I think at this point in the night, I think my brain is definitely cramping. But again, it's you and I don't feel. We're just having fun with it. But I'm looking forward to see how that plays out and how Mando does this and finds his people and what Filoni and Favreau want to do with it. So that that's got me excited. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be fun to see what happens. I know we're rapidly approaching what would have been Celebration. A couple weeks we would be having, if things wouldn't have gotten canceled, there would have been Celebration in Anaheim going on. And most likely that's where we would have gotten a trailer and gotten more information about season 2. So I wonder if something's going to be coming out during the few days that would have been Celebration to clue us in, maybe a trailer or a actual firm release date. I hope.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if StarWars.com, doesn't do that, right? That would be incredible just to see a trailer for it. That would be wonderful, and give us a little flavor of what's going on and what Moff Gideon's doing with the Darksaber and so on and so forth. So,
Bingo.
Bingo. But yeah. So, no movie this December. So, all the attention is going to be on that show.
It's all going to be about the Mando.
That's right. It is.
And the child. I don't know what. I'm just curious, David, since we're talking about Mandalorian and child. I know lately here at my local Walmart and Target and stuff, when I've had to go get stuff, they actually have the child toys there, the plush, and the doll and everything. But now all I can find is the child.
Well, it's funny, I'm seeing bumper stickers with the child, like child on board, like instead of baby on board, and I have a koozie that has the child on it. That's one of the only things I have. I really haven't, like I said, I'm trying to be consistent with what I say is, and I've hit critical mass, so I didn't buy tons of the child stuff. I'd like to get some more stuff, but it's funny. Yesterday, my wife and I were going through Publix here in Florida. Aaron and I are surrounded by Publix grocery stores,
and they have the greatest chicken tender subs you'll ever eat.
Oh my gosh, Publix is the real deal, man. I mean, it really is a higher end grocery store. When they say where shopping is a pleasure, it is the antithesis of Walmart. I mean, it really is. I mean, but all that being said, I'd heard Dan Z and Jim Hill talking on looking at Lucasfilm, that podcast. This was like, I think at the beginning of July. Don't hold me to it, but I believe Jim Hill said by the end of July, there was going to be Baby Yoda cereal. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I got to talk to Aaron about this, and I got to get a box of it. So I was going down the cereal aisle, and I said to my wife, I said, wait, I'm looking for Baby Yoda cereal. She goes, no, you are not getting Baby Yoda. I said, oh, come on. I'm like a kid, 6'4" kid walking down, just like the biggest kid.
Did you find it?
No, I was looking. I didn't do a super good search. I'm like, wait, what is it? Post? Is it General Mills? I couldn't remember. But I was looking, and then I was looking at a section. I'm like, it doesn't look like there's any boxes there. I wonder if that was the child. But I want to get a box of that and talk about it. I thought, what a fun thing to put out during COVID here. Yeah, it's something fun. Have a kid cereal and Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. But I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. And if I find it, I'll post a picture. I haven't seen any online, but I haven't been on Twitter a ton. Anyways, I'm like, I got to make sure I tell Aaron about that. I guess I could go back and listen to that episode. I do enjoy Dan Z and Jim Hill. They're really fun together on that podcast. But Jim's always he's just like this fountain of knowledge. And so when he said that, I'm like, oh, I know what I'm getting. Baby cereal. But,
I know it's out there.
Oh,
I know it is out there. I have not seen it personally, mainly because for some reason I just have not been looking for it. But I know it's out there because somebody posted on Facebook a picture from Sam's, and they had them at Sam's. And I was like, okay, so it is out. I remember hearing about it coming out. And it was probably from the Jim Hill podcast. It was probably that episode of Looking from Lucasfilm, because I love that too. But it was probably that episode that included me in. But I know it's out there because people are finding it. So
I think, you know what? I wonder if it's just at Sam's and not at Publix. So all right, I guess I got to make a run. I guess other people have Costco, right, at different parts of the country. You and I have Sam's Club here, so. Pretty similar concepts, right, buddy?
Yeah, it is. It is pretty similar. It's just that bulk grocery, bulk purchase club type thing. So, but yeah, Sam's had it. Somebody posted pictures of them and said he got in trouble with his wife.
Who's going to eat all this? Me?
Eat it. What do you mean eat it? This is going on a shelf.
Well, I know. Well, I do have boxes, cereal boxes, Star Wars cereal boxes, but the cereal's not in there, so it's not gonna smell bad or whatever, and it's not open. But I've got the outer box, and so it looks kind of nice, and have it sitting there. But yeah. We need the C3POs, right?
Exactly.
I've heard I think I'm trying to remember if Anthony Daniels joked about that a little bit, filming the commercials for that. And then he said just the idea of, if you could imagine if you open up a bag that's never been opened, what would that smell like now? The C3POs. Man, I'd love to have just the outer box of that, but.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the what Anthony Daniels said. What would it smell like if you opened it up? Because somewhere around here, I have a original, like, early 90s pack of baseball cards.
Yeah.
You know, the wax paper pack that has the stick of bubble gum in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I keep telling my wife I'm going to open that and chew the gum just to see how it tastes.
Exactly. Yes.
And she's like, "You are going to die."
I know. You're going to die.
She's like, "Let me know before you do, so I can pull out a pretty big life insurance policy on you
Exactly.
that covers stupidity."
Yeah. I remember eating some really old pieces of those thin stick gums from, those Star Wars packs, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I mean, I'm not talking, into the 90s, but in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I remember having those. I mean, I chewed some that gum when it was in packs. It was horrible.
Yep.
I was
Yeah. When it was brand new, it was more powder than gum.
It really was. And I remember just I wasn't that interested in it. I wanted to see the cards first and foremost. Loved opening up the pack and looking at the stickers too. And yeah, the gum was kind of like not really a highlight of the packs. Just mass produced, little thin things cut, and just like you said, buddy, just powder all over them, probably to preserve them. So, but good memories nonetheless, So.
Yeah. So one more thing I hit on before we start wrapping things up.
Sure.
Did you hear the news? And like I said, we're not talking news and stuff, but this is just something that struck a chord with me when I saw it the other day. Lego is doing a Star Wars. Of course, they've done Lego Star Wars shows forever, but they're doing a Lego Star Wars holiday special.
I saw that. Oh my gosh!
When that popped up in my feed, I'm like, okay, somebody's having too much fun on Twitter today. And then the more I saw of it, the once I realized, dude, they're being real. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Because, I did watch on YouTube the original quote unquote holiday special, which was, I love George Lucas, but to be honest, that was just god awful.
Right. It begs the question: if Lucasfilm was still owned by him, would he have given the okay to do this?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, because he disowned that thing. I mean, if you brought it up to him, he'd turn and walk away. I mean, there was no. You don't mention the holiday special, period. And it's because it is just, oh my gosh, it is. I often said the first time I watched that, when it went off, I was sitting there and thinking, who was on what when that thing was made?
Exactly. Yeah.
You got the live action, you got the animation, you got the psychedelic music video part, and I'm sitting there going, this can't be. And then Harrison's in it and Luke's in it, and I'm going, oh dear God. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then now we're getting the Lego version, and it's going to have Poe and Finn and Ray and all in Lego form, and I think it's a nice marketing ploy because it happens to coincide with the Advent calendar that's being released, and Poe's going to be in the Christmas sweater in the Advent calendar. Oh, guess what? He's also going to be in the Christmas sweater in the holiday special. So I think it's a marketing ploy, but this is looking like it's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I didn't, it was at StarWars.com, right? Or something like that. Is it going to be released on Disney Plus?
It's going to be
Okay.
a Disney Plus exclusive. Comes
Okay.
out in November.
Oh,
It's going to be. I just couldn't believe it.
well, that's going to get a lot of hits. That is.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's gonna definitely generate some hits for them. And the Lego stuff has always been pretty good. The Yoda Chronicles and the All Stars. Those are and Freemakers. Oh my gosh, Freemakers was great.
Yeah.
Very underrated. But
Yeah.
it's these shows are. This is just going to be another another money grab. I don't want to say it's a money grab, but
It'll be a money maker, though.
it'll be a money maker, but
Yeah.
it definitely is a great promotion, cross promotion
Oh,
piece for them, especially since Advent calendar's coming out. You're going to have some of the same characters and probably some of the same outfits, and that's just going to be like, you like the holiday special? Get the Advent calendar and get the minifigs.
Oh yes, exactly. It'll do well, and I'll watch it because I've Disney Plus has allowed me to catch up on Droid Tales, on Freemaker Adventures, All Stars, and I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Yoda Chronicles, like you said.
Yep.
And that's been fun catching up on those.
Yeah, it has. It's they do some great stuff. I do enjoy the Lego. The Lego games are great. The Lego Star Wars games that they released as well are great. I know the new one's coming out new one's supposed to come out in December. I haven't heard anything thumbs up or thumbs down to the contrary. But the new one, the Skywalker Saga Lego Star Wars game's coming out in December, and it's going to cover all the movies from episode 1 to episode 9. So this is just par for the course for them. It's a good move. When you have a lack of content right now because of COVID, this is something I'm sure they could put together pretty quickly. Hopefully it doesn't come out like something they rushed out the door. But it's going to be fun to see. I think it'll be a nice diversion, and I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. I'm just curious, what were your first thoughts when you heard they were doing the Lego holiday special?
Well, I didn't read the article. I should have. Again, much like you, the world and getting kids back into school this month or in the groove of that. It's been a lot, but the first thing I think about is I think of B. Arthur. It's so bad. She was a part of that back in the day. I guess I think about, are they going to do well, when you mentioned Finn and Poe and Rey, I'm like, well, okay, are they not going to do kind of like a one-to-one kind of retelling of it with throwing in some of the jokes that they're so good at? I didn't know, are they going to have Han, Luke, Leia, and B. Arthur in the cantina and stuff like that? I don't know. But that's what I was wondering if they were going to do, is kind of just play off that loosely and just have fun with it. But because I don't think of Finn, Rey, and Poe when I think of the holiday special.
No, I don't, and I think that's what threw me for a small loop when I saw it. I saw Lego holiday special, and I went straight to B. Arthur and animated Boba Fett, and then I saw the pictures I saw had Rey and Poe and Finn and everybody. So I'm like, okay, something a little different. So I don't know how close or if there'll be some similarities to it. I'm sure there will be some nods to the original holiday special. If they don't, they're losing out.
Oh, there's
they're missing a golden opportunity here. But it'll be interesting to see. I know I'll be definitely interested to see how it runs out here down the road.
Yeah, buddy.
So, all right. Well, I think that will wrap us up for for today for this episode. We'll definitely be coming back. We'll be setting our plans up, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with another episode. And in the meantime, if you do want to talk Star Wars or just want to talk life with us, hit us up. David, what would be the best way for somebody to do that?
Yeah, the best way is about on Twitter. I haven't been on it a ton, but I do check it and try to keep track of Aaron and all his antics, collecting antics. But at Twitter, I am at David_Modders. And then, of course, we do have email. It's, I think, David M at StarWarsReactions.com?
It's David at StarWarsReactions.com.
Oh, forget about the M. David at Star Wars Reactions. Look, let's just be honest. I love someone to email, they just don't. I think Twitter is the best way. But if they did, I would respond on email, Twitter. Either way, would love it. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. Best way for me is definitely Twitter. At TA Harris 121079. And of course, you can always email me, Aaron at StarWarsReactions.com. Make sure you're following us on social media. Follow the show. We're on Twitter at SW Reactions Pod. We're on Instagram, SW Reactions, and Facebook, Star Wars Reactions. So give us a follow on all of those. We would definitely appreciate it. We'll be posting stuff there more regularly now, as I'll at least be trying to, at least, as we all slowly try to pull out of the funk that we've been. I know that I've personally been going through, so to try to get back on track there, and of course we're always here for y'all. We appreciate each and every one of you. David, this has been just a fun chat, my friend.
Oh, absolutely enjoyed it. Love that you suggested this, and we'll throw a few more of these in over time because it's so fun just to kind of hit all these random things.
It is. It's fun just to shoot the breeze. We'll definitely do it more often. And we do have some stuff planned coming up with of course, season 2 Mandalorian's coming. We got a lot of great stuff happening. So just keep your ears and alerts turned on, and you will hear from us soon. So thank you everybody for listening. We do appreciate you all. And remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
If you'd like to share your thoughts, you can email us at show@starwarsreactions.com for our show notes and the latest news from the Star Wars universe. Visit our website at www.starwarsreactions.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at SWReactionsPod or on Facebook at Star Wars Reactions. If you enjoy our show, please leave a review on iTunes. This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars. All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.